Hey everybody, welcome back to Summit. My name is Mark. This week we're taking a look at the 8th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Almost there to Lent, but not quite yet. Are you blind? I don't mean physically, literally blind. I mean, are you spiritually blind? Are you emotionally blind? Are you socially blind? Do you think that you see things clearly, but in reality, if you're being honest with yourself, you see things only through your perspective? Because that's a form of blindness. I only see the world through my own scope, through my own lens, through my own life. I only see the world and how it affects me. That's blindness. If you walk through your life and you're just constantly reacting because of how something affects you, it's blindness. God is not blind. God sees 20/20. And God has this wider perspective, right? He sees all. He sees all, knows all. And obviously we're not God, so we're not going to see like that. But the challenge of Christianity is to be able to pull back a little bit and have the proper perspective. That even though things are going on around me and something goes wrong, I'm not going to react because of how it affects me. I'm going to think about how it affects the other. See, I'll see this all the time, like as a dad, right? I've got teenagers at home and stuff happens and I'm human, and they bring something to me and sometimes I just react. I get annoyed. I get frustrated. I react because I'm thinking about how it's affecting me, how this news they just gave me is going to make my life harder or is going to cost some money or going to cause me stress or whatever. As a parent, we fail constantly because something comes to us, someone comes to us and they bring us a situation or a problem and maybe we just react because we're stressed or because we're tired or whatever, right? That's not being godlike. That's not being Christian. That's just being selfish. I only see the way things are affecting me. And I throw out this blindness thing because we hear in the gospel this week about the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, okay, we're both going to fall into a pit, basically, right? Like we can't lead if we're blinded by our own selfishness. And it goes on to talk about the splinter in your own eye and basically how we can look at someone else and we can point out all their flaws. Oh my gosh, look, you have a splinter in your eye. And we can judge other people. Why? Because we're basing it on our perspective, our own opinion. It's subjective. Oh, look at you, a splinter in your eye. Meanwhile, you got this log coming out of your own eye that we can't see because we're so focused on someone else's faults, we don't pay attention to our own. That's the challenge. It's easy to walk through life and say, this guy's got this problem and this girl's got this problem, and we can list everybody else's problems and all the situations and stuff we don't like about them. The challenge is to be able to pull back and say, I'm not perfect. I got issues. I got to work on my issues. That I have to stop reacting to other people. Instead of being reactive, to be proactive. To wake up in the morning and say, I got a mission today. My mission today is to go love people. My mission today is to go be an ambassador, to go be a billboard for Jesus, to go out and to show people through my joy, through my peace, through my patience, through holding my tongue when it's easier to talk. I have to go show people today. My mission today is to love so much like Jesus and be so filled with his joy, no matter what's happening around me, not to react and lose my temper, but just to be love and to be peace and patience. My role, my goal today, my mission today is not to judge other people, is not to point out what's wrong with them, but to focus on what's wrong inside with me and to become a better man or woman of God today. To be able to fall on my pillow tonight and examine my day and say, you know what, I wasn't perfect, but I did better. Shouldn't that be the goal every day? To do better, to be more like Jesus than less, to love more like Christ than less. My brothers and my sisters, that is the goal, that is the mission, and that is the challenge. You can do this. You are made for this, but you have to give God permission to work in your life. Focus more on getting the log out of your eye this week. Don't pay attention to the splinters in other people's. Don't judge. Just love.